All right, look, nobody loves a bargain as much as I do, but your business and especially your brand is no place to skimp out. In this video, I'm going to explain why it is so important to hire a professional brand designer and a really fucking good one. Let's talk about it. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Branding for Badasses. My name is Liz Marie. I am a brand strategist and creative director, lover of all things branding, and my mission in life is to support and empower women and BIPOC entrepreneurs to fucking kill it and be successful and make a lot of money. So today we are talking about why it is so important to hire a really good brand designer. Let me start by saying, I believe in starting where you're at. We don't all have a lot of money to get our businesses started, to get things off the ground. This shit is hard. And especially people that I'm speaking to that don't have resources, especially a lot of my clients, they're bootstrapping this shit. They're making it work. They're doing anything they can to get their business going. So believe me, I get it. If that's where you're at, cool, do what you gotta do. But I'm also not gonna bullshit you and say that getting a free or super cheap logo is the same as a really high quality, polished brand identity from a badass brand designer. And here's why. Number one, you get what you pay for. I'm not gonna say that there aren't talented designers on sites like Fiverr or selling super cheap logos in a Facebook group. I'm not gonna shit on them. But in my experience, really quality design and really good branding costs money. It's as simple as that. People who can afford to charge more for their work because they know it's that good generally do. And so most of the time when I meet someone who has gone the really cheap route on their brand just to get started, it shows. It shows in the design itself. It shows in the details. It shows in the end product that they're given. And at the end of the day, you're gonna get your money's worth most of the time if you hire a high quality brand designer. Number two, you need business impact, not just something pretty. A lot of people think designers are here to just make it look good. And for some, maybe that's their MO, but really good, really experienced designers are also strategists. Some, like me, are literally also strategists and have done both jobs, brand strategy and brand design, through their whole career. But the point is that whatever you're doing should be strategic. It should be focused on the goals that you're trying to achieve in your business, not just how do I make this look good. And usually that means the process is really different. For a strategic brand design process, you're doing a lot of research up front. The designer is talking to you about your audience, about your goals, about the personality of your brand. They're really digging in deep to make sure that they're capturing all of that in what they create for you, and to ensure that it speaks to that audience and helps you reach those goals. They're going to position you to stand out and actually connect with your audience. That is really different than someone who says, okay, what's your business? And they just create something for it without having that consultative or research-based approach. And as you can imagine, the results are really different. If you just want something pretty, cool, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna get you as far as the work that actually supports and drives you forward towards your goals. Number three, you want something totally custom. A lot of those super cheap designers create templated logos or create logos in advance that they just have ready to go whenever a client that fits that industry pops up. And what that means is you're getting something really generic. It's not designed for you, for your audience, for your brand and your personality. It's really just taking something off the shelf and tweaking it a little bit to make it fit. And again, that serves a purpose, especially when you're getting started, but it's just not gonna be as distinctive, as unique, as compelling, all of those important good words. It's not gonna be any of those things that you really want it to be over the long term. Eventually, you are going to want something that's super custom to you because you are unique, and your brand and your logo and your design should all be unique too. Number four, the branding process can be a really deep self-discovery process. Whew. I've been through it. When you are going through this strategic process of digging into who you are and what you stand for and your values and your personality and what you want to represent, it's a lot. It's emotional, it's powerful. It helps you see yourself in a new light and take ownership of all of the great things about you that are so fucking cool, and you come out of it transformed. It is a self-discovery process. And if you don't have that process while you're building your brand and working collaboratively with a designer, you're missing out on a tremendous benefit, because sure, they could turn out some files for you and a logo or some colors, and you can, go ahead and use them in all your assets, but you're not going to have the same confidence and conviction when you use them of knowing that they truly capture who you are, because you haven't gone through that experience. Number 5, when you work with a super experienced expert brand designer, you usually just get more shit. That means more assets, more deliverables, more files, all of the stuff that you need, because they're super experienced and they know all of the things that you need, and they're willing to give it to you because you're paying for it. So here's an example. Sometimes I'll have people come to me to do some design with a logo that they already have. And let's say it has a white background on it, and they want to put that logo on a photo, on top of a photo. So they need a transparent background or a ping file. A lot of times if you go with a super low cost designer, they're not going to give you that. They're not going to give you all of the versions of your logo that you might ever need. Even less likely are they going to give you the actual design files to edit it. When you work with an experienced designer, they give you an entire logo system. Not just all of the files, not just the design files. They give you different versions of your logo to accommodate different sizes, different spacing. Every single use case you could possibly need, they are gonna prepare it for you. I've had clients where when we prepare the final logo files, it's like 100 files. That's a lot. That's a lot different than having one image that you can use. But it's not just that, it's the specifics. A really experienced designer, a good designer, is going to think about every detail of how you build your brand and how you execute it as they're designing. So they're already gonna know what typography you should use and how you should use it, and when you should do this and when you should do that. And they're gonna give you all of that. They're gonna give you brand guidelines that have the specific details of your branding, so that you don't even have to think, and you don't have to instruct other people like your team or other vendors that you work with, your VA, anyone that's helping you. They have it all spelled out right there in front of you. And that empowers you to be consistent, to have everyone on the same page, to have every single thing you put out in the world be on point and on brand, which is huge, because that goes a really long way to building equity and being recognizable for that look. So working with a really good designer, they're gonna set you up for success by giving you everything you need, not just the one very specific thing you thought to ask for. And number 6, all right, admittedly, I'm super biased on this one, but hiring really, really cheap designers, I'm talking like a $5 logo, shit, even a $50 or a $500 logo, it undermines the entire industry of design, of art, of creativity. We as people, as a culture, love to consume creativity. We thrive on it. It's just an essential part of our lives. And as much as we love it, we hate rewarding creatives. We hate paying for creativity. We hate compensating them for their skill, their expertise, their talent, everything that it has taken to produce these amazing works. As a designer, you deserve to be compensated fairly for your skill set. And when people in the industry go and hire the bottom of the barrel and treat it as if it is the same, which it is not, it really makes it hard for super talented, experienced, amazing designers to make a living. So from an ethical and moral and value-driven standpoint, I don't ever pay less than what I consider to be a living wage to any of the people on my team. And I have never used any of those sites. All of my contractors and my vendors, they do just fine. That's an important value for me. And I know that's not everyone's value, but I just want to share that with you because maybe it's something you've never thought about before, and maybe it'll open your eyes to a new perspective. This is especially important if you're considering hiring people of color or people with a socioeconomic disadvantage, historically oppressed groups who don't have the same economic status, who already make a lower wage. Even outsourcing to another country, it's something I think about because they're already disadvantaged. If you want to contribute to that cycle, go ahead. But you also have the opportunity to help break that cycle by paying them what they're worth. All right. Off my soapbox. Hopefully by now I have convinced you why it is so important, if you're able to, hire someone who's really fucking good at design. It makes a huge difference, not just in the look and feel of your brand, but in your confidence in using your new branding and in how prepared you are to go out and bring this brand to life. So if I've 100% convinced you, you are all in and you are ready to hire a brand designer, go ahead and book a discovery call. I would be so happy to help you with your brand. We can talk about it and see if we're a good fit. If not, tune in next time for another episode of Branding for Badasses, and stay badass. All right, y'all, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down there, and check me out at LizMarieStrategy or LizMarieStrategy.com.